Hiya. So this week I'm back to teaching just in the spare room, like I was during lockdown. I have been back at the centre, but just for this week, I'm back here. So as normal, I'll be teaching. Yeah, I'll be teaching next week from this week back at the centre, as I have been doing. Okay, so let's get started in our seated class. So sit up nice and tall. Find that length through the spine. So imagine that piece of string drawing up towards the ceiling, just drawing them shoulders down and just rolling them back. Get that sense of bringing them blades together and down. Find length through the side of the body, engage through that centre. So imagine that that waist is getting smaller as we draw them abs in slightly and just lift up through the pelvic floor. Just making sure if we can that the feet are in line with the knees. And just raising them feet up if we need to, if the chair's not quite right. Obviously making sure that you're safe during the session. So if anything doesn't feel right, just stop doing it, or something feels a little bit too difficult, perhaps just have a rest and then see if you can join back in. So, okay, so let's get started. So we just quickly, just got to say, just using in this session, we've got weights, so we can use tins. I've got my ball and I've got my magic circle. If you haven't got any of that, that's absolutely fine. We can just work without it. And I've also got my band, so yoga band or resistance band, whatever you've got to hand. But like I say, you can do all the exercises without the equipment if you haven't got it. So sitting nice and tall. Check that posture, find that length in the spine. I'm just going to start by mobilising the body. Just taking the head from side to side, bring it back to the middle. Just looking over that shoulder. And as you repeat that movement, just see if you can just turn that head a little bit more. Making sure that pelvis is tucked slightly so you've got that neutral spine, come back to the middle. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Brilliant. Let's do that once more. We're going to drop the head and we're going to roll the ear around the shoulder. Drop it forward and roll it around. Just making sure that we're not dropping the shoulders forward. We're just dropping the head forward. Just bring it round, just enjoying that stretch. Just rolling from side to side. And let's do that once more. And then we'll go back to the middle. So again, we'll just repeat both of them. Just turning from side to side. Just noticing if you're able to move that neck a little bit freer. It feels a little bit easier to move. Just coming back to the middle each time. Then come back and we'll drop that chin and roll it round. Roll ear round, remembering to keep them shoulders rolled back and open through the chest. Brilliant. Do one more. And come up. We're just going to drop the arms down by the side. We're going to take them up to the ears and drop them down. Up to the ears, drop them down and up. So make sure we're not coming up from here. So roll them shoulders back before you start, take them up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Let's roll one shoulder round and roll the other. Roll round, roll round, round. And round, then roll both round and breathe. And let's take it back to shoulder shrugs and down and up. Just let them come right down and down and up and down. And then circle round again with each shoulder. And circle. And round, and circle, and circle, and circle, and circle, take them both together, circle, big circles with the shoulders, really draw them back and down, draw them blades down into the pockets, just really roll around in that shoulder girdle. Do that once more, and then sweep the arm right round in front of the face. If you're only able to go and make it a smaller movement, that's absolutely fine. If we can, nice big circle, sweep that arm right round, and circle, and circle, and circle. So make that shoulder come right down, and circle, and circle, and circle. Let's take both together. Circle round, and circle round, and circle. We do 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Brilliant. Let's bring 1 down and 1 up. So hold the chair just to make sure you're safe. Lengthen through the side body and come over and come up. And come over. Still got that lovely tall posture. Come over and up. For 5 and up. And 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and bring it down. Swap over, come over, come back. So really stretch through the side body and come over. Let's do 5. So 5 and back, and 4 and back, and 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the arm down, bring that arm round and down. We're going to come, we're going to come to a lovely big beach ball stretch. So tuck that head in towards the hips, come up nice and tall. Tuck it in and come up. Shoulders down, relax, tuck it in and come up. Get some movement and mobility into that spine and get it stretching as well. Come up nice and tall in between. So scoop that belly in. Don't want any pushing out of that belly, just scoop it in, so suck it in. Do once more. Brilliant. And just roll the shoulders round and do it once more. Brilliant. Let's give the arms a little circle. I'm just going to take my bracelets off because they're starting to bug me. Circle and wrist round. Nice big circles. And then circle round in the other direction. Brilliant. And just bring the hand forward and just slide the hand down the wrist, down as far as the wrist, and just gently stretch out into that hand. Just gently put a little bit of pressure there just to feel that stretch. And the same, lengthen that arm out, make that fist, slide that hand down, and then gently stretch. Just apply a little bit of pressure. And just feel that stretch through the arm. Shoulders down, relaxed. I think we're ready to get started. So we're going to start with our weights. But it's totally up to you as to whether you want to use the weights. You might want to start with them and then decide that you're going to work without them for the rest of the exercise. That's totally fine. We're going to start up here. So relax the shoulders down. I'm just going to bring the arms in together and back. So just touching the waist. You can bring the arms right in if you want to. And if you can't manage that, just bring them here and out and here and back. Shoulders down, relaxed, and back and in and back and in and back. 4, 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And this time we're going to take it out, we're going to take it up, we're going to bring it down and in and out and up and down and in and out, up, back, in, out, up, back. Shoulders down, relaxed, and out and up, back. And we do 4. 4. Push it up, bring it down and in, and 3. Up, down, and 2. Up, in, and 1, and up, and down, and in. Brilliant. Just bring the weights down. Just roll the shoulders around. Just circle one shoulder around. Roll them around. And circle. And shoulder roll. Brilliant. So for our next exercise, we're not going to be using the weights. Just punching. So sit up nice and tall. Starting with the elbows in towards the side of the body, but not clenching. Just sitting there. We're going to reach over and come back, and over, come back. So you're just turning it as well. So you get a little bit of a stretch and getting some movement there into the side of the body and into the back. If you're finding that your knees are moving quite a lot, just grab that ball or that cushion and just squeeze that ball and try and think them headlights fixed to the kneecaps. So you don't want to be moving them from side to side. You want them facing forwards. Stretch across and bring it back. So you're working the obliques, so into the sides of the body, keeping that core switched on. And as you punch, lift up with that pelvic floor. We're going to punch and punch. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to reach up, so stretch, come back, stretch and back, stretch and stretch. So just punching up on the angle and looking up. So stretch, but make sure that shoulder's not going up. So put the shoulder down and just punch up from the shoulder. Stretch and stretch and stretch. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're just going to stay on the level for a few and then go up to the angle as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Brilliant. Just roll them shoulders out again. Just release off. That's my stomach rolling. Okay. So next exercise, arms lengthened. Again, you can choose to use the weights, or totally up to you. You don't need to, or you can start with them and choose to put them down halfway through. It's totally up to you. So lengthen the arms down, find that neutral spine, lift up through that centre. So really think about engaging and lifting that pelvic floor. We're just going to start by lengthening the arms out, so they're not locked, but that slight softness to the elbows, and lift. So keeping the shoulders drawn down and lift and down. So I can just see my hands out the corner of my eye, so you don't want them too far back, encouraging that spine to come into extension. Over extension. So just lifting them arms up and bring them down. Let's go 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Then bring the arms down. We're going to bring the arms out to in front, to the side and down. And out, in front, side and down. Out, in front, side and down. 4, 6, side and down. And 5 and down. And 4, 3, slow and controlled, 2 and 1. Brilliant. Just roll the shoulders for a minute just to release them shoulders off. We'll do our last layer of the exercise. So lengthen the arms again. We'll take the arms up, take them to the side. We're going to crisscross, out and down. So take the top arm, so the opposite arm to what we just used, and down. So coming up, front, criss-cross, back, out and down. Keep them shoulders drawn down. Use the top arm, the opposite to the one you've just done, and down, up, forward, criss-cross, out and down. So a few more, really work, feeling them arms work. If this is too much with the weight, just place the weights down and do the exercise without. Let's do one more on each side. Well, with the other hand over top. Over, back and down. Brilliant, well done. Let's just bring that arm across. Really draw that shoulder down. You can just bring that arm across and just keep that blade drawn down the back. Just feel that stretch. You can just circle that wrist while you're there. Circle it around in one direction and circle it around in the other. Then swap over, drop that shoulder down, pull it across, circle that wrist round in one direction and circle it around in the other. Brilliant. Clicking. And just roll them shoulders around, roll them around. Do it once more and drop them down. Brilliant. Okay, so working the triceps now. So work the shoulders and the biceps. We're now going to work our triceps. So you can choose to use the weights or work without them. So sitting nice and tall, palms facing away from the screen, so to the back of the room. On that length, draw the shoulders down. So make sure before we start, we're not hunching over. We're drawing them back and sitting up nice and tall. We're going to come forward. Get the arms slightly away from the body. So really engage with that centre because you're coming away from the midline of the body. Taking the arms up and bringing them back. And up, core nice and strong so you're not getting any aching or any twinges into that lower back. Keep that core strong, keep that pelvic floor lifted. And breathe. Use the breath to help you work. Keep them shoulders drawn back. Nice long neck, tucking that chin very slightly. The spine is nice and long. We'll do 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and come back. This time, take the arms up. We're going to pulse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back and have a rest. We're going to do 2 more sets like that. Sit nice and tall. Come forward. Long arms. Take them up. We're going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and come back. I did 2 more on there. Lengthen. Come forward. Do as many as you can. We're going to come up. We're going to do 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back. Bring the weights down. Just bring the arm over. Just let it come down. And just really just stretch out into that tricep and then gently push that arm away if you can. And just feel that tricep stretch out. And then again, bring that arm down. And just feel that stretch. And then gently push the arm away and feel that stretch. Brilliant. And then bring the arms down. Just roll the shoulders around while we're here. Just relax through those shoulders. Okay, so we're going to use the ball now. So I've only got one ball up here. So I'm going to have to use this one. So lengthen. If we haven't got the ball, that's absolutely fine. Just work with the hands and the arms and no ball. So lengthen out to the side again, making sure arms aren't too far back. So again, I can see my hands out the corner of my eyes. Yeah, that did make sense. Okay, so we'll pass it in front and pass it back. Forward, swap hands and bring it to the side. Come forward and back, and forward and back, and forward and back, and forward and back. So take it forward and bring it back. So keeping them shoulders drawn down. So feel the top of the back starting to work. Feel them shoulders working. Keep the arms nice and long, but not locked, not rigid. And forward and back, and forward, back, and forward. Do 5 more after this one. So 5 and back, and 4 and back, and 3 back, and 2 back, and 1 and back. This time I'm going to take it overhead, pass it over and bring it back, and the same on the other side. So we're just doing exactly the same as we were, we're just passing it over the crown of the head, not taking the arms too far back, just over the crown of the head or slightly forward and coming back. So if you can't stretch your arms up so high, you could be passing it over like this. Or you might be staying in front. Still moving those shoulders, working them arms. Keeping it nice and tall. Can we do 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then put 2 together, so come forward, take the side and up and down. Forward, side, up, down. Forward, up. 4, 5. Breathe, and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Brilliant. And then just roll them shoulders up, release them shoulders off. Just roll them out. Brilliant. I'm just going to come forward in my chair slightly, if you can, if it's safe to do so. Just come forward very slightly so you've got a bit of a gap between your legs, the back of your legs and the chair. And we're going to hold the ball in front. I'm just going to take it around, so we're coming forward slightly and bring it back. And take it around the other direction. So only do this if it works for you. If it doesn't, it makes you feel that you're not safe, then obviously stop doing it. And again, if you haven't got the ball, just imagine you've got something there and you pass it round. Pass it round and round. And round. And round. 4, 5. Changing the direction each time. That was 4, that would be the 3. And 2. And 1. And brilliant. Just come back in the chair. Into grip more. And we're just going to take the ball out in front. And we're going to turn to the side and we're going to come back. We're going to turn and back. Again, tendency here now to move the legs, move the knees with you. Keep the knees still and come back. And turn and back. And turn and back. And turn and back. We'll do 4 more. So 4 and back. And 3 and back. And 2 and back. And 1 and back. And from here, take the ball up, bring it down, and side and side. Take it up and down, and side and side. Bring it up and down, and side and side. Bring it up and down, and side and side. Do it 2 more times. Up and down, and side, and side. Once more, up and down, and side, and side. Brilliant. Place the ball down. Just circle the arms around. We're going to move down the body, so we're going to work our core, and then we're going to work our legs. Okay. So sitting nice and tall. So this is all about the core, so that band of strength around the middle. And just finding that length with spine. Sitting up, drawing them shoulders back before we start. Engage with that centre, hands resting just above the knees on thighs, so not resting on the kneecaps. Bring the block back a little bit. So although your hands are helping to support you, what I want you to think back is really using that tummy, so really sucking that tummy nice and strong. Draw them shoulders down. We're going to inhale. Think about lifting through that centre, lifting up the upper floor, and exhale to come forward. So imagine that you're peering over a fence or over a wall. So tuck that chin slightly nice and tall and just come forward. So you should, as you come back forward, so get that sense of bringing your tummy away from your thighs. So you're coming towards your thighs and your tummy is coming away. And you're not letting yourself flock towards your thighs, you're nice and tall. And your arms are light on your thighs. Nice and tall, and come forward, shoulders down, relax, and come back. Let's keep going with that, so come forward, and come back, and breathe, and come forward, and come back, and come forward, and come back. 2 more times, we'll come forward, and come back. Do it once more, come forward, and come back. And place the hand over, touching that shoulder. So we're just working the core a little bit more because you've only got the support of the one hand. But obviously only do this exercise if it's okay for you to do so. So nice and tall, we're going to come forward. So try not to push into that hand, keep that back nice and straight, come forward. And keep breathing. Lengthen through that spine, come forward. Chin is slightly tucked and back. And forward. And come back. And come forward. And come back. And come forward. And back. But once more. And back. Okay, so I'm just going to bring the block away. And again, I'm come forward a little bit more. So again, working at the centre, we're going to clasp the hands together if we can, or just fix them around each other. I'm going to clasp my hand. And I'm just going to push my hand into my leg. So my leg is staying stable, and I'm just going to push the hand into the leg. Just trying to engage that centre. So you should feel that core switch on as you push into that leg. And push. And push. And push. And push that hand against that leg and push. So the leg is stopping it from moving. So push, you can feel that core switching on. And push. Do 4 more. 4. And release. And 3. And 2. And 1. And then swap over. So push and release. And push and release. And push and release. And push. Release. 4, 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. And release. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to grab the ball. I'm going to grab my block back. Again, finding that tall posture. Reset the body. If you haven't got the ball, we can use our fists. And we're going to squeeze both legs into the ball. And release. And squeeze. And release. And squeeze. and release. And squeeze and release. And squeeze, release. And squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. For 6 and 5, just activating them 5s, and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and then I'm going to squeeze the ball. I'm going to hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. I'm going to squeeze and hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. We're going to squeeze and hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Let's do it once more. We're going to squeeze and hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. This time we're going to squeeze and hold that ball. I'm going to lengthen that leg if we can and bring it back and reduce that pressure. So if you can't lift the leg, perhaps just bring the heel up and down. So we're going to squeeze that ball. We're going to lift that leg, keep that pressure in the ball, bring it down and release. Squeeze, lift from the knee, come back. Squeeze so that we're coming forward as you're lifting that leg or as you're squeezing that ball, and release. We're going to squeeze and lift that leg, bring it down and release. Let's squeeze, lift and down. Let's do a few flex that foot. So squeeze, flex that foot. So really drive into that long leg, into that heel, and release. So squeeze and flex that foot. Really flex the toes toward the shin, come back and release. One more each side. So squeeze, flex that foot to lift it, bring it back and release. And squeeze, flex that foot, bring it back and release. Brilliant. We're going to grab our circle. Okay, the ball, wind its end. So feet in the circle. So if you haven't got a magic circle, which I know quite a few won't have, hands to the outside the knees, and we're doing the same thing against the resistance of the hands. So I'm going to place my circle just sort of halfway between the knee and the hip flexors, or knee and hips. And again, like I say, hands there, doing the same thing. So just sit up nice and tall. I'm going to push out into the circle and release. And push and release. And push and release. Push and release. Push and push and push. Push and push. And back this time we're going to push out. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. So you should feel the glutes start to fire up. So push out and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Let's do that a few more times. So push out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Let's do that again. Push out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. If you can, we're going to push out and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Push out and come back in. Push out, come back in. Push out, come back in, and out. For 5 and in, and 4 in, and 3 in, and 2 in, and 1 and in. Brilliant. Just bring the legs out of that circle. We're just going to do an exercise with the feet. Then we're going to come to a stretch. So we're just going to lift the heel, bring it down, and lift and down. And lift. Just going to turn the hand actually. This makes it a little bit better. Better. So lift and down, and lift and down, and lift and down, and lift. So just bring that heel up and lift and down, and lift and down, and lift and down, lift So we want to get as much movement through that foot. So now, rather than just lifting that foot straight up, I want you to really feel that peeling that foot away from the floor and then placing it back down again. So peel it away from the floor and place it back down. Peel it away, so get some articulation through that foot, rather than just lift it up, plop it down, lift it up, plop it down. You think about peeling that foot away and really flexing and stretching through that foot. And really push down that heel, lift that heel up, come through. So break it down, think about lifting that heel away, come to the ball of the foot, come up towards the toes. The toes are there, come to the ball of the foot, come down towards the hip. So lift the heel, come to the ball, come to the toes. The ball is down, the heel is down. So really think about just really peeling away and placing it back down again. Just makes the movement harder, but you really get some lovely movement and some flexion through that foot. And then just bring the foot back up, so peel through that foot, and then just circle that foot. Again, getting as much movement there as possible, and just trying to keep the whole top half of the foot on the floor. So keeping the toes really fixed to that block or to the floor as you just circle around. We'll do the same in the other direction. Just really moving through that foot. Get as much movement there as possible. And the same, lifting that foot up and just really circling around. And the same in the other direction. Brilliant. And then I just want to add in, just lengthen that leg out if you can. So just rest on the heel, toes up towards the ceiling. I just want you to drop the big toe in towards the other leg and then drop it out. Just really trying to rotate that hip in the socket and take it out. Take it in, take it out, and in and out, and in and out. Take it in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out. And the same on the other side. So take that leg out, rest it on the heel, toe goes in, toe comes out, and in and out. We're going to try and drop that foot over and then bring it out and drop it in and out. The whole leg will move. You're just mobilising it into that hip joint. Just get it moving and just releasing up a little bit. Come in and out for 3 and 2 and 1 and bring it back in. Okay, so let's do some stretching to end my band. Let's just start by placing the hands on the back of the head, clasping them if you can, if not, just resting them there. Sit nice and tall, and as you bring the head forward, so you're not forcing that movement with the hands, just the weight of the hand is just helping to stretch and lengthen that neck. But as you come over, bringing the head over, I really want you to think of lengthening through that neck as you come forward. So hands on the back of the head and just lengthen and come over. And come back. So elbows out to the side of the room. Come over. So find that length and come over. And just take the time to stretch. So I don't want you to drop down through the top of the back as you come forward. I just want you to stay nice and upright, but really drop that head as far as you can without causing any discomfort. And come back. Lengthen and come over. And if that's too much for you, just take the arms down and do exactly the same thing. And come over. So find that length first and then bring the head forward and come back. And lengthen and come back. This time as you come forward, I want you to try and bring that elbows together and come back. And again, making sure that we're not coming right forward with the body. So just bring that head forward and bring the elbows together. It's quite hard to talk when doing that. Makes me sound a little bit muffled. A bit more muffled than normal anyway. And come back. We'll do that 2 more times. And again, if elbows too much, just bring that head forward and come back. Okay, so from there, take the arms up to the ceiling. And I just want us to just reach one arm up and then reach the other. So draw one arm down, stretch the other one up. So really trying to get into the side of the body and stretch up. Stretch up and bring one down. So really push into that glute. Push into that foot to help and really stretch through the sides. I'll do a few more like that. And then both arms up. Let's see if we can clasp the hand. I'm just going to bring that screen up very slightly. So lengthen if we can. And really stretch through that body. So really find that length. Draw us up through the side, draw us up through the tummy and up through the back. Nice long arms, shoulders down, relaxed. Take some nice deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then if we can, we're just coming into that cat stretch. So you're curving that spine, you're pushing the palms to the computer or, away from you. Tucking the head towards hips and making that curve in your spine. And then sit up nice and tall and bring the hands back to the ceiling. Let's do that again. So you tuck the head towards the hips and get that real shape in your spine. So that letter C. And then come up nice and tall. Let's do that once more. Come around and breathe as you stretch. And come back up nice and tall. And just bring the arms up. I want you to feel like you're zipping up through the body. One hand on the chair, which really stretches to that side. We're going to zip through the body and we're going to come up. We're going to bring it down. So really zip up. Imagine that you've got a zip on the side of your dress, on your top, and you're just pulling that zip up and you're stretching out and then you're coming down. So again, lengthen, really stretch through that body before you release that arm. We'll do it on the same on the other side. So hold on to the chair, stretch out and come up and come down and stretch and come up and come down. We'll do it a couple more times to really lengthen through the side of the body and come up and down and stretch and breathe and down. Bring the arms both up to the side. We're going to come to that lovely big beachball stretch again, finding that shape in your spine. So that letter C, nice and tall. So come forward, head towards hips, and come up. Do that a few more times, so head towards hips. Hopefully your spine is feeling a little bit more mobile, so feeling like there's more movement there. And come up. Then from there, hand to opposite thigh. So nice and tall, you can hold onto that chair and just come around and really feel that shape and that, just that lovely stretch into your back and come round. Try not to bring the knees together, actually push against that knee, try not to move it towards the other. So fix that knee, nice and tall, so feel that length and just turn and swap over. Feel that length and turn. And again, do the same on the other side. Feel that length and turn. And leave that walk away. I'm going to grab my band. You may need that lock just so that you can feel that stretch in the legs. So placing the band around the foot. Sit nice and tall. Find length through the spine. So as you come forward, don't curve through that spine. We want to find that length there, holding that band nice and tight, and just come forward. And just fixing that stretch. And just really trying to lengthen behind the back of that knee. Nice and long. And breathe. And change position again. And if you bring that band up, which I've just done, literally just bring that band up a little bit more towards the ball of your foot, you can really pull on that band. you can really feel that stretch. So really lengthen out into that heel, coming forward, and you'll really feel that stretch. So holding that ideally whilst breathing for about 15 to 20 seconds. Brilliant. And just release that off. We're just going to rest, staying on the heel. We're just going to smile with the foot. So from side to side. So imagine you're just bring the foot to the corner of the mouth. So just coming from side to side. And then from there, nice big circle round in one direction. And a nice big circle round. Oh, there goes the block. So and then swap over. Do exactly the same on the other foot. So down, drive the foot, nice and tall. And that length behind the knee. Relax the shoulders down and come forward. If you want to deepen that stretch, bring the band up a little bit. And like I say, really flex that foot. Don't have it resting on the toes. You can't get it, but literally on the ball of the foot. And just pull gently and really get into that heel and really feel that stretch behind the knee. Take some nice deep breaths there. And just hold that stretch. Don't lose that nice lengthened spine. Shoulders down, relaxed. Brilliant. And then from there, we're going to smile with that foot, so come to the corners. And then from there, nice big circle round in one direction. And then a nice big circle round in the other. Brilliant. Well done, everyone. I will see you again very soon.